The program. I'm going to move out because that light is quite bright. Thank you all so much for coming out. I know I got a lot of emails, Kenya and Miss Hinton and I got a lot of emails about having a program, and so we wanted to make sure we took time out to honor the giant that was Dr. Kenneth L. Jones. And so I am Phil Ward. I'm the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs here at ECSU. And so we're going to begin by having a solo by Ms. Jacinta Dillard, followed by reflections by Shani Hamilton, a student, and Dr. Kuldeep Rawat, the Dean. Ms. Dillard.
It must have been cold there in my shadows to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine, that's your way. You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face with a name for so long, a beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be, I can fly higher than eagles, for you are the one beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got you right here in my heart. I want you to know that I know the truth. Of course I know it. I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my heart? You're everything that I would like to be. I can fly higher than eagles, 'cause you're the one beneath my. Did I have everything I could fly? Cause you're the wind beneath my wings. Oh, yes. Cause you're the wind beneath my wings. Oh, cause you're the wind beneath my wings. Fly. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jones. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Oh, thank you. You're the wind beneath my wings.
Hi, everyone. All right. In life, you have people that you only come across once in a lifetime. Dr. Jones was one of them, and he was definitely one of a kind. Dr. Jones was very particular about how he wanted you to do his work. He will tell you quick. He does not care how much notebook paper you use for his class, and do not dare write on the back of the paper. Yes, I wrote on the back of the paper, and he took some points off, so I learned not to do that anymore. Dr. Jones was a regular name in my household. I always talked about him to my parents and my friends, and how he just made me want to push myself more to succeed. If you ever had a class with Dr. Jones, I'm sure you have heard the infamous line, "Beautiful mathematics." The excitement he would get in teaching mathematics made it very beautiful. During the 4 years I had Dr. Jones as a professor, he taught me in 10 different classes. I was amazed at how much Dr. Jones knew and the love he truly had for this subject. Dr. Jones is the reason I'm going to get my master's right now. And I wish he would be here to see me in the fall. But I know he'll be looking as I walk across the stage. I always will say that I hope I'm the student that he never forgets, because he will always be the teacher that I will never forget. I am so thankful to have known such a genuine person, and he will be missed tremendously. Thank you.
Right. Just want to make a confession that this is the first time I've been asked to say something for someone. But, we're not talking about just someone here. We're talking about Dr. Kenneth Lee Jones. For some people, it could be Kenny, Kenneth, Ken, maybe Lee or Jones. But for me, he was Dr. Jones, so I used to call him Dr. Jones. I found Dr. Jones a dedicated instructor for his students. He always kept real with students. He wanted to make sure the students are prepared for the real world. And he showed that in his teaching, in his classroom interaction with students. I have known Dr. Jones since his arrival on campus, 2010. So, having worked with him for so long, first when I was chair of Department of Technology, worked closely with him, and then as my role as the dean, worked closely with him. One thing I admired from Dr. Jones was he was a lifelong learner. Okay, he was a lifelong learner. And of course, mathematics was his first love, passion. He loved teaching mathematics, but he kept himself abreast of new knowledge all the time. I was surprised to know that he had a degree in engineering. And the way I found out was because I submitted a document to him, and he came and asked me, how did I know that professor from NC State? I think the professor actually wrote a letter of support for me. And I said, yeah, I know him, I know him well because I have worked with him. And then he said he was his advisor. I said, and that was NC State Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. I said, how come he was your advisor? He said, yeah, he did masters there or in engineering. Wow. He also had masters in information systems, okay? And he was also pursuing something in data science. So he kept himself up to date so that he can impart that knowledge to students. So remembering Dr. Jones, I think if we all can embrace that passion for lifelong learning, I think that would be the best remembrance for him. Thank you.
We will now have the reading of the obituary by Dr. Latasha Wade.
Good afternoon, colleagues. Kenneth Lee Jones was born on February 16, 1961, to Abraham and Cora Price Jones and departed this life on April 4, 2023. He was a 1979 graduate of Hopton High School in Clinton, North Carolina. He earned a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and Mathematics, a minor in Physics in 1982, and a Master's in Science Education in 1988, all from Campbell University. He later went on to earn a PhD in Applied Mathematics with a minor in Applied Statistics from American University in 1977, where he studied the existence of periodic traveling wave solutions in partial differential equations. Dr. Jones also received a Master's of Engineering in Electrical and Computer Engineering from North Carolina State University in 2006, and an MBA in Computer Information Systems from Strayer University in 2012. He recently returned to college and received a Master of Science in Data Science and Engineering from North Carolina A&T State University on December 9th, 2022. Dr. Jones began his teaching career in 1982 as a mathematics and science teacher at Midway High School in Clinton, North Carolina. He later taught at Sampson Community College as an instructor of related subjects from 1983 to 1991, and as an instructor of mathematics at Fayetteville State University from 1991 to 1994. While in graduate school at American University in Washington, D.C., Dr. Jones worked as a resource mathematics teacher at Anthony B. Hyde Elementary School and served as a visiting assistant professor at the University of the District of Columbia, Howard University, and American University. Dr. Jones returned to FSU in 1997 as an assistant professor of mathematics and later went on to serve as chair of the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science from 1999 to 2001. After leaving FSU, he served as chair of the Department of Mathematics and Engineering from 2001 to 2006, and later Dean of the Division of Natural Sciences and Mathematics from 2006 to 2009 at St. Augustine's College. Throughout his career, Dr. Jones served as an adjunct professor at numerous institutions, including Shaw University, the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, Strayer University, Tidewater Community College, and St. Leo University. Dr. Jones joined Elizabeth City State University in 2010 as a professor of mathematics. While at ECSU, he served as a graduate professor and coordinator for the MS in Mathematics program. He later served as chair of the Department of Mathematics, Computer Science, and Engineering Technology from 2016 to 2021. Dr. Jones served as a thesis advisor to over 15 graduate students and was a thesis committee member for more than 30 students. Dr. Jones served on numerous university committees, including the University Curriculum Committee, Faculty Credentials Committee, Academic Affairs Assessment Committee, Graduate Council, and the UNC System Mathematics Pathways Task Force. Dr. Jones was a lifetime member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated and served for many years as the campus advisor for the Gamma Rho chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated at ECSU. He was dedicated to sharing his love of mathematics beyond the campus of ECSU and served as a mathematics and science counselor at River City Community Development Corporation and a mathematics tutor at the Mount Lebanon Missionary Baptist Church in Elizabeth City. Dr. Jones loved traveling, fine dining, especially Thai food, the Golden State Warriors, and beautiful mathematics. Dr. Jones died the way he lived, fiercely, independent, and doing it on his own terms. Thank you.
Well, I know I'm next on the program, but I know that several people came a long way, and so I will open it up just for 2-minute remarks by anyone who wanted to give any. I know my first individual, Ryan, coming all the way from Brooklyn, New York, so I'll give it over to him.
Greetings to everyone. Definitely want to give special thanks to Dr. Ward. Always, in my mind, the first thing I call you is Dr. Chandler, because that's how we met. Dr. Payne, and to all that are here. Dr. Jones and I met in 2010. Dr. Chandler, as I knew her at that time, was our teacher over the summer. And then I was like, she's great, you know. She said I should even be a math major. And I was like, nah, chemistry is going to be the thing, but we'll get back to it. And the next semester, she was actually supposed to be our teacher, but then I said, who is this man's name? I sent her email and everything, like, this was not according to the plan, this is not what we agreed to, or any of those things. But it all worked out. Personally, I will say that he was a father figure. In February 17, 2011, my mother died. February 20th, we had our funeral. He was sitting there at the church. October 17, 2014, my grandmother died, and the 25th, he was also sitting at the church. Beyond that, he would talk to me about my PhD program and what I was doing, and called me son. And we shared a lot of time together, went a lot of places together, and definitely enjoyed a lot of great food. But most importantly, I will say, one of our fondest memories was March 23rd, 2011. I walked into his class, and I had on my probate vest. I was on time, which meant that I was late, and class had already started. And he was like, oh, son, you did this, because him and our area director were close. They was from the same town. And he didn't let him know that me and my line brother, my 12, Jamie Telechet, was actually in class together. So what did he do? He said, class, we now have a pop quiz, 5 for my line number. That was great, right? And then my 12 walked in, he was like, oh, both of y'all are doing this. So we had a 12-question quiz for that day. He stopped the lesson, but it was all in fun, all in love, and he will definitely be missed. I do not say that lightly, but most importantly, he will continue to live on through all of his memories, through all of his work. And I had a slight challenge accepting the fact that he said, don't do anything. And I knew that. And then I said, that does sound like him, because that's also me. I've already provided directives. Just place me where they know that they need to place me, and life will be great. But I thank you all for having this, just due to the outpouring. His life spoke for itself, and we're here to celebrate his life, although he was definitely a humble one and would probably pop me upside my head being here. But with that being said, I will pass the mic back to Dr. Chandler. Thank you so much. Oh, Dr. Ward, my apologies.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Was there anyone else that wanted to? Oh, yes. I will say that Ryan is right. Dr. Jones gave us very specific directions. And Cynthia will tell you, maybe it's a little too much, but, Dr. Jones was cremated. He told us how he wanted his ashes dispersed. And so he was very specific with us. We knew exactly what his wishes were, and we will be honoring his wishes.
Thank you. Okay, my name is Eunice. I had Dr. Jones for graduate school, myself, and also Joel. He was an excellent teacher. There are a lot of memories of him, but he was by far one of my favorite teachers. Regular public school and then also college. Like the speaker said earlier, beautiful mathematics and all of his gestures and just the way that he led his class. It's like he was tough on us, but he showed us like fatherly love. So Dr. Jones is just a great person, and he is truly going to be missed. And he is someone who just really set the example and led by an example, a great example. So I just wanted to get up and just say that, he was just so instrumental to me as a mathematics major and also as a mathematics teacher. Thank you.
All right, is there anyone else? All right, well, I guess it's me. I'm the last one. So I don't want to get behind the light because I want you to be able to see me. When I decided to put this memorial together again against his wishes, I'm sorry, but, I really debated about whether or not I was going to speak. Initially, I thought I wouldn't. I would just sit and have reflections, but then I realized I could not speak about such a phenomenal man. As a mathematician, I know a lot of brilliant mathematicians. I really do. But if anybody asked me, what person exemplifies mathematics, I wouldn't even take a second guess, a minute. It would be Dr. Kenneth L. Jones. He is mathematics. He loved mathematics. It was really his true calling. It was his first love. He dated other people, physics and chemistry and management. But it was clear who his actual original number one was, and that was mathematics. You could find him any day of the week, whether it was Thursday at 10 a.m., or Sunday with a group of graduate students helping them at 2 p.m. He would probably be in Lane Hall, define any kind of rules about what time you're supposed to be in Lane Hall, helping students. That's where he was. One thing that is very interesting, at ECSU, and faculty will know this, everyone has a teaching load that they're supposed to teach every single semester. And occasionally we have the situations where, for whatever reason, we may need a faculty to teach more than their standard teaching load. And so we usually go to a faculty member, cross our fingers and say, can you please teach an overload class? This was the complete opposite with Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones would volunteer to teach more classes. In fact, we actually had a little situation when we were undergoing SACS reaffirmation, which is our accrediting agency. We had to look at all the teaching loads of faculty, and Dr. Payne and I were looking at the sheet, and Dr. Jones had taught too many classes and made us out of compliance. And so we looked at each other and said, we are out of compliance. This is a real issue. And we actually had to get Dr. Watt to write a letter saying that Dr. Jones voluntarily taught more classes than he was supposed to. And we had to include that in our reaffirmation report because he loved mathematics that much. During my time as department chair with Dr. Jones, ECSU had ranked in the top 10 nationally for graduating the largest number of African American with undergraduate degrees in mathematics. And we were actually one time the number one institution in the country, not HBCU, the number one institution in the country for graduating the largest number of African Americans with master's degrees in mathematics. When I was looking at his memorial page, someone from Fayetteville State University reported that when he was at Fayetteville State, they actually were ranked at one time number one for graduating the largest number of African American students in the country. That's no coincidence. That is absolutely no coincidence. Dr. Jones loved mathematics. He was a mathematical magnet. If you met him, he would convince you that you love mathematics. Dr. Payne and I often joke, we were department chairs together. She was over there in biology, we were over in mathematics. Dr. Jones and I used to switch her biology majors to math majors. We after Ryan, he almost got, I think, did we get you a minor, man? We got him a minor. We knew that Dr. Jones could convince you. He could convince you that mathematics was your goal. He switched so many computer science majors to double majors in mathematics. That's how we got our numbers up, because he would convince them that they should be mathematics majors, and they just followed along. They really did just follow along. His students consistently say the same thing about him. He was going to be on his A game in every single class. He was going to make sure their hand hurt by the end of class, because he was going to go from one board all the way to another board and back 3 or 4 times. They would come out there, their hand was hurting. He was going to push them beyond their expectations, but they were going to learn so much. Consistently, that's what students said. And most of all, and Shanae already said that, he was going to let you know that mathematics was beautiful. And he would convince them, even if they came in hating math, when they left, they were going to love it. On a personal note, Dr. Jones was so much more than a colleague to me. He was a trusted friend and confidant. He always wanted me to succeed. 10 years ago, one of my former students played a prank on me. She set up a recording in my room. I didn't know about it, and recorded me for 30 minutes. That's a whole nother story I'll tell y'all one day. But in the video, it records interactions between me and Dr. Jones. I still have it. It's from 10 years ago. I watched it twice already in the last week. And you see Dr. Jones come in to talk to me, and I've just come back from a 2-hour meeting, and I'm hot. And I'm telling Dr. Jones all the things that went on, and he's just sitting there listening to me, encouraging me, giving me advice, and I am free myself. I know everything I say is not going to leave the room. I'm speaking freely, and he is there to support me. I did not ever worry about anything I said to Dr. Jones being repeated. And I knew he would never hesitate to tell me if I was wrong. People sometimes think friends mean that they agree with everything you say. That's not what a friend is. They will tell you, and Dr. Jones would tell me. We would not always agree now. Miss Henry could tell you now, but he was a true confidant. Colleagues and friends like that are rare, and I will never take that for granted. Dr. Jones was so generous and loved to put a smile on your face. During Christmas, Valentine's Day, and birthdays, he went out of his way to make sure he got you exactly what you wanted or what he wanted you to have. It was so much, me and Ms. Hinton would conspire, and I would sometimes drop a hint to her because I knew he was going to ask her what I wanted for Christmas. And lo and behold, I would get it. I have 3 purses. Actually, the purse I have right now, this purse that you all see me carry to meeting, Dr. Jones bought this. And I have 2 other ones in my office that I often carry. Dr. Jones bought it. He would show me the new iPhone. He bought me the iPhone tag. You know, you put it in your, I didn't know what it was. And lo and behold, he put my initials on it. It has my initials because he wanted me to have it. That's the type of person Dr. Jones was. Me and Miss Hidden had to work harder to surprise him for his gifts, but he always got us personalized things. As I stand in my Memorial campus, I'm forever grateful that I had an opportunity to firsthand witness Dr. Jones' love for mathematics and his true dedication to his students. I mean, seeing you all here is, just unbelievable because I remember those times. And again, Dr. Jones pushed and wanted to see each and every one of you succeed. He was proud as if you were his own. He made me a better mathematician, a better administrator, and a better person. I so deeply loved him and will miss him dearly, but I'm forever grateful for his friendship and all that he taught me. Thank you so much. So we will have refreshments. One thing that, we are working on is setting up something in his honor. So again, in lieu of flowers, if you would like, please donate to the Mathematics and Computer Science Fund. Thank you so much for coming.